right, guys, we're down at the Sugarhouse. So this is kind of like, for me, where time stood still. So I started the project, getting this tank right here set up. Got the tank like the end of the season, 2023. Got it down here. Just everything, you know, that goes on the farm, hay season, you name it. So started October 2023, trying to get the tank in place. Had to dig all this dirt out so you can see where the ground was this high. Dug it all out and tried to get it level and got the tank in there. And of course, I've been down here working today earlier without the camera, but you can see up there, that was a roof. So that was a roof over top of the first tank that we've had for years. I think that roof's probably been there 6 years. It was there before Judd was born, and Judd's 5, so I think it's probably 6 years old. So got the second tank and had to move the shed out of the way, tried to level the ground up, and then kind of left the project. So I worked on it on and off from October through like Christmas time, and of course November's when Rachel got sick, and then December she started, you know, having appointments and stuff like that for her cancer. She stayed in the hospital a couple times, things like that. Then she finally passed away in January. So in January, it was like, okay, maybe there's like a Hail Mary chance of having a 2024 season. So I called a guy that has a excavator, backhoe, stuff like that. And I said, hey, can you come over? And I told him what I wanted. And of course he calls and he shows up when I'm at work. He actually came the first day that I went back to work after Rachel passed away. Horrible timing. And so he put the second tank in place, which it actually is, it appears by the way it sits that it's almost level, but he didn't put any gravel underneath it. I'm not sure why. I said put gravel underneath it, level the other tank, level both tanks with gravel, put the shed in, level the shed. So the shed's put back in, but the shed's actually higher than the tank. The shed is not level. And then there's all this ground here that I wanted dug out. I wanted this all dug out and make it so that you know, the water's not going to run right at the tanks or the shed or whatever. I don't know what the water's going to do, but I want to have it dug out to probably about out here, these big weeds, and then have it slope down this way away from the Sugarhouse. The other thing he did was he just left a gravel pile there, which in January is going to just freeze solid, be a big gravel pile in the way. So now it's on to October 2024, and we're going to try to get this thing buttoned up and ready for the 2025 season. So I took the roof off. I'm planning on doing some digging, getting things leveled up. Going to put some posts in, probably just past this steel here that's laying here. Put some posts in and build a wall right in this area. And then have rafters go from here up to the top up there where the tank is. Now we do have a new tank to put up there. That's a 500-gallon tank. I actually have a 1,000-gallon tank, which has got the cooler with it. So dairy tank's got the cooler with it. So we're going to put that in place and run that. And then that one up there, I think part of the cooler is actually there. I'm not real sure about that, but I think part of it is actually there. So we might see about, once the dairy guy comes to hook that up, maybe that one will be able to be hooked up also. But, so in order to do it, we got some things to do. So where the tank is sitting on a deck, which is made out of 6x6s, which is fine. But this roof not being done, the snow weight has pulled this corner down a little bit, so we got to put some posts in there. So basically have to move both tanks out of the way, get in there, figure out a way to either drill holes for posts or dig with a backhoe as far down as you can, pour concrete to put posts on to get this side of the deck leveled back up. Before we do that, we got to take the rest of the roof down, take that wall down, fix the deck, fix that whole deck up, level it up, and then put posts in here and make it one nice big roof up to up there. I'm not sure, those are 10-foot 2x6s up there. I'm not real sure if you need to have 10-foot walls. I think maybe an 8-foot wall would probably work fine. I'm a little concerned about the pitch. I'm not real sure if it's the pitch that I want coming from there down, whether I want to do 8-foot walls out here or 10-foot walls out here, one of the two. Probably going to do 10-foot just to make sure. I'd kind of like it to be tall enough that the shed actually would fit right inside. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get that accomplished or not. But one thing I figure, you know, if I get it under roof and, you know, it's not raining in it and it's not making puddles and it dries, then I can always come back and, you know, level up the ground inside. It's not exactly fun to do, but I could do it. I mean, it's just going to be a big open area inside with 8-foot, you know, 10-foot walls on one side, and it's going to go way up to, what, 16 feet in the middle or something like that. 16, 18 feet in the middle. So, I mean, it's possible. You know, eventually I'd like it to be so the shed is just kind of either kind of just blends in like it was part of the, like it's part of the building, or just replace the shed altogether. I haven't really decided about that. But the shed is not level where it's sitting, so we kind of got to do that. And then we had to hook the power back up and then start to get the lines and everything. One thing I do like here is if I get this done, we're possibly going to be able to have a little driveway right here, not big, but have a little driveway right here where maybe you could just drive right on past the shed with the tractor. Definitely the side-by-side, but probably I would like to be able to just drive right on past the shed with the tractor. So we could go out there. There's trees that are down out there. We go out there, cut wood, we could haul them right through here without having to go around the other side of the sugar house, because the other side is just mud. You know, it's built in a low-lying area, so it's kind of swampy. The other thing is I could haul my fuel in this way. So this isn't quite, this is pretty close to being level here where I'm standing, but not quite how I want it. And then this out here, this is just all weeds, just, you know, get rid of all these. And so we build this side up here. You can see this side is pretty level. Just going to put some posts under it and make it so it's sturdy, and then the other wall will be supported. So the only thing that I see is just this corner. It's just got tweaked over the years. I think it's probably been 6 years. You can see where it's got tweaked because of the corner. It's got that 2x6 right there. Maybe two of them are flexing pretty bad, but I think it's going to be fine. It will hold the other tank for sure. I mean, it's 6x6s on top of 6x6s, and they're run right through into the sugar house. I think it'll be fine. The weight's going to be, you know, pushing directly down, and you're only talking about having it full for, well, it's actually going to be full for, you know, a couple hours. It'll be half full for, you know, we're going to plan on running the RO, you know, like run the RO today, get your 250, 300 gallons of concentrate, run it tomorrow, do the same thing, 3 to 4 days. So it only would be full on the 3rd or 4th day, and that would be the day that you would boil. So that is the project. So right now I'm going to climb up there, and I'm going to see if I can get these 2x6s that are this roof right here, get those loosened up and get those down. So I got my brother-in-law and another guy are going to come help me next Sunday, and I just want to make sure that, you know, I get the most, not that I'm paying them or anything, but I just want to get the most out of the time that I have, the most bang for my buck. So that's the plan. I'm just going to try to get as much done as I can here a little bit. I got a little bit of time. So I'm probably going to climb up there, set the camera up there, and show you what I'm doing just a little bit. It's not exactly put the camera out kind of project, but we'll see. I'm going to try it for a little bit. I've never done anything like that. I will throw up the video where I was doing some digging and stuff. I never quite finished that video. It's just kind of, for me down here working, it just kind of sucks. Because I know I was down here working while Rachel was sick. And I mean, literally, like, half an hour some days. You know, we tore off the shed, they had a shed on there, and we have a new tank to go in. This is our vacuum shed. We have new tank to go in. It's a mess in there. We have a new tank to go in there, new vacuum pump to go in there. We got to get the power hooked back up. Just a lot of things to do. And I just really, right now, I really don't care. I was gonna like, ah, boy, I'd like to have it all gravelled in and nice and ready to go, and level gravel, everything like that, and have it all nice. And then I said, oh, then we'll just, next summer, we'll move the tanks out and we'll pour concrete and we'll have it ready to go. And it's like, now I don't really care. I'm kind of like, you know what, if I just get the tanks level, whether we do blocks or whatever, just get them level and ready for the season. I'll go in there. We have, you know, the skid steer would be great, just go in there and level off. We could move the tanks some other time. The hard part is that I don't like to do things twice, but I'll probably manage. I really don't want to have to move the shed, but then it's like, okay, well, if you look at the shed now, the shed is higher, so I'd like the shed to be lower. But it's like for this year, it's like, well, if I get there's a log stuck underneath it, get the log out from underneath it, get the shed level. Maybe I don't really care whether the shed is higher or not this year. But it's just huge. If I get it under roof, you know, I literally would come down here on a rainy day and work on leveling it up. We have the skid steer, we got a little Kubota, we've got the Farmlife 70 with the backhoe. And that's how I do a lot of my excavating. I dig with the backhoe and move the dirt with the skid steer. And the hard part last year when I was down here, you'll see in that video, if I throw that up, you'll see it was mud, nothing but mud. Because it was, you know, October, November, December, nothing but mud. So anyway, we're gonna grab the impact. We'll jump up on there and show you what we're doing up there a little bit. And the biggest thing about the whole thing is my goal is to put a door right up just to the other side of that weatherhead, the electric. Put a door and have a hole in the wall and have it so you go up a set of steps in there right beside the evaporator and come out up here, and then you turn, and right where that piece of sheet metal is, there'll be a set of steps to go up to the top deck, and you just go up there. No more ladders. Come out here, walk around this tank, and you can come right up here and check the vacuum. Now, of course, we do have the camera system that's going to be all hooked up. We're going to buy the other cameras. We're going to have 8 cameras total. And then, of course, the big one is the Lapierre detacer system. So that's really going to be beneficial. But I really just got to get going. So I'm going to try to get what I can done here now in the next hour or so that when those guys come down this weekend coming up, we'll get the most done we can. So I'll shut this off, we'll grab the thing, and we'll put the video back up there. Alright, so I normally wouldn't show this, but I will show it to you. So this is all the junk that was in the shed addition that was torn off. Just stored in there, got it all moved, that was about it. That over there is all the pieces to that addition that was torn off. I don't know if we're going to be able to reuse any of it or not, but it's there. And in here, this is kind of like time stood still in here as well. So all this stuff in here, this is all the dairy equipment that came with that tank. Got the washer controls, pipeline controls, got 2 nice sinks. I'm probably going to use that 2-bay sink somehow if I can find it. I might have to buy you can buy the rack for it. So in here, this stuff's all been in here since July of 2023. So this is like all the stuff that I bought July 2023. So these boxes over there and everything. This is the all these little boxes are all the DataSir stuff. There's a DataSir controller, the computer monitor, the manuals, the modem for that, and then the vacuum pump, more data center stuff, and then the big humidity trap. So this has all been here since July of 2023, and the evaporator has been sitting since the end of the season 2023. It needs a good cleaning. Got a lot of cobwebs, stuff like that, so that needs to be fired up. But right now the evaporator doesn't have any electric. The electric to come from the evaporator comes from the shed, and it's actually just turned off. Right, well, that the line that runs the evaporator is actually disconnected, but the shed power is working. It just turned off at the breaker. So there's all that. And then so for 2025 I was like, well, we're going to try to refrigerate sap, we're going to try to boil less, we need something to do, help us do that better. So we did order 2 new vessels and membranes to take the RO to a 4 membrane machine, and we're hoping to take it sap to 20 or 22% or so. I'd like to try to get away with 20. I don't really want to, I know you get more sugar sand the higher you go, so I think 20 is probably, for me, is about the limit. I don't want to go any higher than that. So just a lot of little things to do, but man, it's tough to find time. Right now my kids are at the barn with my mom, hanging out, and it's just kind of rare to have a little bit of free time to work down here. So you know, if you get the stuff done outside, then this is all inside stuff. I got the data center, I got manuals and stuff to read to figure out how to do all that, but it's a mess. But definitely for me, I come in here and it's like time just stopped. So we're going to climb up on that deck and see if we can get those rafters taken apart. All right, so this is, you know, this was really kind of meant to be temporary. This was not meant to, this wall was not meant to be undone for 6 years or whatever it's been. So the fact that the deck on this side is sagging because of the snow weight on the roof it doesn't surprise me, you know. I mean, but it's fixable. We just have to take the time to do it. Biggest thing is that the tank is in the way. So hopefully, I'm hoping to be able to just barely squeeze the tank out lengthways that way and get in here to work it. If not, then we're going to have to move it out sideways, which is definitely the harder of the 2 options, but whatever it takes at this point. We got a while before the ground. We really think the main thing is to get the ground work done, get all the digging done, all the leveling done. If we're going to dig holes for posts, get that done, get all that work done. If we can get that work done, you know, around here, if we get that done by Thanksgiving, we're still going to be fine, you know. But I'd really like to have it done by, you know, November 1st. That would be my first choice, but we'll see, you know. So I'm not sure how long the camera battery is going to last. We're just going to do a little video, show you what we're doing. So I put screws in these. So the plan is just to take the screws out and let these just drop down right on top of the tank, and then I think the furring strips are nailed, so we'll just pop them off. I'd like to take the whole thing out in one piece, but I don't see that happening either. But we can't just leave the wall because the bottom of the wall is actually rocked a little bit, and I don't think we can do what we want to do with it without redoing the bottom. So we'll see. I think what we need to do is we need to put a beam, whether it's just a couple, probably 2, maybe just 3, maybe 3, maybe we'll do 3 6x6s fastened together and put the posts under them, and then jack up on this side and get that done. So I think the walls pretty much got to be taken off to do that. I thought it was only single plated on the bottom, but it is double plated, so it actually would be fine. The other thing with the wall is that it doesn't work really well to wash this tank because you don't fit inside 16-inch trusses very good. That was kind of a major oopsie when I did that. But anyway, what we're going to do. Well, I think I'm going to put a catwalk between the two tanks, and maybe that will be enough. I really do want to get a clean in place system of some sort figured out for the tanks to wash them. That would be a later video, but the idea with that is to drop a pump in the permeate tank and have the wash system all set up on these, and just turn the pump on and let them rinse. That would be ideal. I got two tanks because we had such a hard time in 2023 keeping the tank clean, because you're getting sap and you're like, it's, you know, time to quit at night. It's 11, 12 o'clock at night. You want to quit for the day, and so you quit and then you leave sap in there, and then the next day. So probably the tank got washed, you know, I wouldn't say every other day. It probably got washed more than every other day, but you'd have to stay till the tank was empty to wash it. So just real nice to be able to have that storage. Hey, let's go ahead and start filling up tank 2 so we can get tank 1 really well cleaned. That's kind of the idea with that. So, and then if we're going to keep sap for 3 or 4 days this year, that's the plan, then maybe we'll store 2 tankfuls and have one big boil. You know, like if it worked out, it was going to be cold enough at night, you know, like especially like a Thursday, Friday night situation. It's going to be cold enough Thursday and Friday night, then it's like, oh, maybe we'll just store all the sap till Friday night or Saturday, you know, run the RO. Some people run the RO during the night and then have a big boil Saturday. But we'll see. I would like the 1,000-gallon refrigerated tank. For me is huge. I got a friend of mine, Rachel's cousin, gave it to me. I'm so thankful for it. I would like to have a bigger one, but they cost a lot of money. So we're going to try it and see how it works, and hopefully we'll maybe get another one, and maybe that's the way to go. The other option is you fill it full of 1,000 gallons of refrigerated sap. You have one of these guys full, running into it as you're taken out of it, and you have a big day on a Saturday or Sunday, something like that. So we'll see. Recent years, the refrigerated tank would be huge because we've had 2023, we had a whole bunch of little runs at the end of the season, and it would have been nice to just concentrate what you had, store it, rather than having, I mean, we had a bunch of boils where it was like an hour long, just to boil because you couldn't keep it because it was warm. Alright, so we're going to just take out a couple of these, see if we can do it. Started to do it earlier, my battery actually died. So, just about to get what we can get done. Screws are hot. 3-inch or whatever they are, 3.5-inch screws, they get a little warm coming out. Go ahead and take this one out. Might get to the point where it just falls over. Almost got them. Get this one, it's just braced down. Worst case scenario, just go ahead and rebuild this whole deck, but I think they can fix it. Not too bad for untreated boards. They're actually have held up halfway decent. Can't see that one. So just let that one fall down. I guess that was a nail. Must be that's why. And there's only this just a couple boards right here that are, can't see me, but there's only a couple boards that they just popped loose. They're nailed with a nail gun. And they finally just popped loose from this corner. It's all from this corner. This unsupported corner, basically. The snow is a lot heavier than you think it is. Talk about shoveling your sidewalk, your deck off, and each shovel is, 10 pounds or more. How many shovelfuls fit on the roof? If it's 1,000, that'd be 10,000 pounds. So got that loose. Be nice to just. Where is it? Kind of thinking maybe I could just tip it up and slide it off of there. I don't know if I want to attempt it myself. I guess this one screw is holding it. Guess I missed one. Maybe I will just. There she goes. She wants to go. So I'm just going to try to control it here. We'll see. Maybe you'll see me. I'll turn the camera a little bit. Maybe you'll see me smash my tank. But I got one screw holding it, and I think maybe if I could control it just a little bit, I'll just get it to ease down and just brush that tank, and then hard to do everything one-handed, but just like that. So then it's down, and we'll just take this wall down, and there's that thing come undone, and that's part of the problem too. We're doing great. This is good. This is going to work pretty good. I think I'm going to be able to just tip it right out of the way. Get this strap undone. Come on. And get this line out of the way. So this is the concentrate line. It brings the sap from the reverse osmosis machine to the tank. Get that out of the way. That's probably one of the challenges with all this stuff is you always have lines. So you're like, hey, you want to build a nice, secure, wall, insulated building, whatever you want to call it, and then you go and you have to run lines. You end up putting all these holes in it. Actually, I guess we'll take this right off. Now that I drop the screws, let's go ahead and take that right off. Lost a screw. And so you got to always run lines in there, so it's hard to do that kind of stuff. So that is what we're going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and see the wall back. No, just barely catching on this one, huh? So I guess it might be because I didn't realize that this over here, brace over here, wasn't hooked up. It's been free floating. So The only problem I have now is I've got to try to well, that's cool. I got to go take off the training wheels off of Letty Joe's bike. That sounds like a pretty cool thing. So, kind of wondering if this is going to work or not, but you might see me drop this thing. I don't know. So it's right here catching. So if I can tip this wall back and drop it down past there, it'll be down where I can get it. Doesn't want to, does not want to move. It's hitting somewhere else. It must be the bottom's holding it. I guess the bottom's holding it. I'd really like to be able to reuse it. It's not in that bad a shape. I could fix it, but I don't know how to. It's just a little bit. Oh baby, that wasn't what I wanted to do. It's just a little bit unmanageable. This whole wall wants to go though. I was kind of thinking if I could get it up on top of that other tank. Like that. This is what I'm going to try to do right now, is tip this wall back and get it out of the way. So let's see if we can do that. I'm not sure how much more battery we have. Although DJI has a lot longer battery life than GoPro, all you GoPro people need to quit drinking the GoPro Kool-Aid. I'm gonna try to tip it back just as far as I can for now. Maybe this wall's salvageable. Maybe it is. How do you pull back, hold down, put a screw in? There. Just trying to tip the wall back far enough that it's not hitting. Alright, we're going to stop the camera. Got a phone call. Alright, so I got the wall, I got the brace on each end fixed back up, and I got the wall tipped back towards this tank that your camera's sitting on. So it's actually the roof that I just did is actually just being held up because it's touching the tank. I'll show you that real quick. So the roof that I just did has slid down. So you got a gap in there. It's slid down and it's just leaning against the bottom of the tank, and that's what's holding it where it is. So I'm kind of thinking maybe, I don't know if I can do it by myself, push it back up and then slide it onto the other tank, slide it onto that tank, and then slide it right across. But we'll see. So we're going to turn the camera off and see if we can make that happen. All right, so we're sitting on the not whether I can see anything or not, but I'm going to go under there and see if I can get this roof to do I want it to do? I don't know if I'm strong enough or not. Probably not. It's not a whole lot of room to do what I want to do, but we're going to give it. We're going to try. Gotta try to move it about. That's far enough. If I could get the middle to do it, it will go. And try not to get my fingers pinched. That wouldn't be fun. This side over here is not wanting to cooperate. I can't tell. Maybe it's hitting up here. Can't really tell. It's hitting somewhere. Oh yeah, it's just barely. Just barely hitting. It dropped down. It dropped down just a little bit too far for me to be able to move it, it looks like. It's hitting the fern's hitting right here. So I need to try to pick it up from up here and see if I can start over. It's really not that heavy. Hit that board there. I guess I gotta take this off. Trying to even see I don't even see the screw there. See that one? So I guess we're not gonna get it done right now. Anyway, I was just hoping to get this out of there. Just not quite enough room. If the top fern strip was off, I could do it no problem. So I might end up doing that. Taking that top one off, and I could do it no problem. Just to move it out, I don't really want to take it apart in pieces. Climbing out on there, you know. But anyhow, we're going to stop that video for today. And we'll be uploading it. So, see if we can get it done. Finish it up. Hopefully the next couple days. If not, hopefully this coming weekend. If not, a few weekends after that. Thought we were going to go to, had a trip planned. Oh baby, camera fell off. Well, so I had the camera sitting on the side by side and it fell off. Just a little bit too much wind, I guess. It wasn't quite sitting level anyway. But so we're gonna call it a video. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Stay tuned for more from tripledfarms, tripledmaple, and tripledcabins. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done before, and tell your friends. Leave a comment. Thanks for watching.